Dial 7 now. To decline this call, hang up.
David.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, did you get my pigeon? Did you get my Pigeonly number?
No, you got it?
Yes.
What are the digits? The last 4 digits?
Hold on. The last, it's a 606-517-9619. 9619.
Okay. I left my pencil over on the desk, but say it again in 1 minute. I want to tell you something real quick. I gave your phone number to Dennis Chan.
Okay.
That's the Chinese guy. He's a little bit dyslexic. He's not in prison for being a thief. He's not a thief or a liar or a cheat. I just want you to know he sounds a little crazy. You know, I sound crazy too.
Yeah.
But anyway, but Dennis has, just so you'll know, Dennis has 3 necklaces. They're, what do you call it, diamonds? Like the Queen of England wears?
Okay.
He lives in San Francisco. His friend inherited these diamonds, is my understanding. Dennis has them for sale in a jewelry store that can certify their value. Do you know what these necklaces are worth?
No idea.
The total is about $100 million.
Okay.
Okay? That's why I told you, Dennis sounds a little crazy. But here's the point. He just got out of prison not too long ago. He says the Chinese ambassador will walk me out the door if I put up a letter of credit for $200,000. He wanted to back the letter of credit with the jewelry. He also wants some help selling that jewelry. But I knew that you're an information guy, and you have all this ability with the computers and everything. If he's real and he really has that jewelry, gosh dang, don't you think you ought to sell it? Because he's very generous.
This call is from a federal prison.
Yep.
He would give 25% of all the money. If this jewelry sells, the problem is these are expensive items.
Yeah.
Real expensive. You ever seen the necklaces the Queen of England wears? They have to match all the diamonds to be... Okay. The point is, he's willing to split the money 50-50, whoever helps sell it.
Okay. Well, here's the deal, David. Okay, so you know that I've had the...
I know you're into the Christian ministry.
And not only that, but I've had the... Okay, I am into the Christian ministry. I'm not opposed to making money, but let me share... I've had the Secret Service out at my door. FBI have been to my door. I've had U.S. Marshals at my door.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to get involved in any money. I'm just not going to do it. Because...
That's fine.
But if this guy...
I just wanted to give you...
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you a heads up as to what he's probably going to ask you to do. I told him that you had the ability to promote things, and what we would like to do is raise some money for prisoners.
Yeah, and here's what we can do. If he wants to put a message out on YouTube, I can record the conversation and say, Dennis, you have a great offer, and I can put it out on YouTube, and you'll have to vet the people that call you. Hopefully they're not feds. But I can help him promote whatever. I'm just not going to be involved in it.
If you can do whatever you want to help him, that's fine. I'm not pushing you to do anything. I'm just going to tell you that what he's really trying to do right now, we only needed $4,000 to build the big Galt. He's the one that has a machine shop, and he's trying to build a big one right now, just so you'll know what's going on.
Okay.
Guys in slow motion, and these people aren't getting along, and I didn't want to get you in the middle of a fight between warring parties.
Well,
Dennis is the kind of guy, he tries to work with everybody, and he doesn't hold a grudge. But Guy gets mad.
And it sounds like Guy is a trusted friend of yours, and I respect that. Okay, but let me share some things. So I have a lot of experience in dealing with prisoners. That's what my wife and I have been doing for like over 3 or 4 or 5 years now, and I'm aware of like families can have disagreements. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of friends on the outside. I distance myself from all those people. Guy and I had a real good conversation, and I think we could probably be very good friends. But ultimately, you're the guy in prison, and so I'm going to be talking to you about your voice and your decisions and your it's like when somebody tells me to do something or not to do something, my initial reaction is, what does David Hinkson want done? Because he's the guy in prison, and so I'm not
actually. What I really would like to do, if we can't do something to help me, I would like somebody to take these drawings of this Galt motor, which we have working on the workbench. And by the way, Dennis has a YouTube video showing it working right now. By the way, Guy's the one that sent it to Dennis, just so you'll know.
Well, how can I find this video of it working? How can I find the video of the Galt motor working?
Dennis would email it to you in a few minutes, and you'd have it.
Oh, okay.
It just shows it violating Lens law, and the guy that narrated this video is Bob that died a few weeks ago. Bob just died, and he willed me his real estate. Anyway.
I got you.
But anyway, all I was going to say is, my personal goal is to help prisoners. Even like I said, my paralegal lawyer friend here in prison with me, he's gotten a lot of prisoners out. He's really quite good. He wants to get out. He wants to start a movement like you're doing. A lot of people have the same ultimate goals. Now, my goal, besides getting out, is I would like to bring the energy to the world and the medicine. But you would have my blessings to raise money or even get some political help for me. See, Dennis offered my transformer to the Chinese ambassador. He claims he had lunch with him today, as a matter of fact. And they're wanting to, they want to help politically. They'll call Trump. They'll help on this prisoner thing we're trying to do here. China really wants these inventions, but I don't know. If you can use that video in any way to raise money to help prisoners or for the cause, even if I'm thrown in the mix just a little bit, I would be very, very happy. I'm real. The invention's real. It's really my invention. My father says the video's a fraud and that's not Bob and that's not my invention. But I have a picture of it here, and I assure you it is the one I drew. Okay?
Yeah, I look forward to seeing the video. Hey, let me ask you real quick, and I definitely want to get these calls cheaper because you're the one who's paying for them. You mentioned Gordon Call, and you spelled it C-A-L-L. Are you talking about Gordon Call that had a shootout in North Dakota, Medina, North Dakota? Or are you talking about a different Gordon?
I think that might be him.
Okay,
I've been locked up a long time.
I see. Yeah, in 1983, there was a war hero named Gordon Call. He had a shootout in Medina, North Dakota. There was a movie made about him. Officer Jack McLam. Does that ring a bell? Okay.
I've had Officer Jack McLam on my talk show 20 times. He's a good friend of mine. He lives in Kamiah, Idaho.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you, he's passed away now. I'm sorry to tell you, he's now passed away. He passed away, I think, 2 or 3 years ago.
That's sad.
Yeah.
He was a good guy.
Yeah, he really was.
But anyway, what I was trying to explain to you is that Lodge was involved in stealing a bunch of farms up and down that Snake River. That's all I know about Lodge. He did Ruby Ridge. He's the one that arrested Hinkson. Congressman Hinkson, he was LDS too,
George Hinkson wasn't a Mormon?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I did see he was interviewed. Mark Adams was an investigative reporter, and he did an interview with Alex Jones about George Hinkson, and they diesel therapied him, and they made his toes burst open with blood. It was a horrible, horrible situation what they did to him. I went
and interviewed him live, and my father went to interview him. He's now hiding in Provo.
Who's hiding in Provo?
Hinkson.
I didn't know he was still alive. He's still alive, huh?
Well, he was still alive 15 years ago when we interviewed him.
Okay, I didn't know.
I haven't talked to him since then. He might have died, but yeah, he lives in Provo if you can find him.
He was such a vocal person. I wonder what shut him up. I mean, I would think he would still be, fighting the good fight.
He's afraid. He told me there was a Mormon mafia. He was the first person that told me that.
Well, what about this, the Bible, how many times does it say, do not fear, and it's better to fear him who can destroy the body and the soul and not fear men, right? So, yeah. I sent you some pictures, too, by this Pigeonly thing that you told me about. I'm going to do a video on that because that seems like a really cool service. I sent you some pictures. I don't know how they'll send it to you.
I think they can, but I'm not sure.
They said they would. I mean, anyway.
Before the call's over, give me the 4 digits again, and I'll go put them in. But anyway.
Okay.
I just really enjoy talking to you.
It's amazing. It's amazing that you're a wealth of information, David. And you and I have studied. You obviously have a brilliant intellect, but we have studied a lot of the same things. And I always find it a fascinating conversation. But let me give you the number. I'll give you the first numbers, and then I'll tell you the last 4. It's 6.
No, I just need the last 4.
Okay, it's 9619 9619.
9619. You need to know something. The reason I was telling you about the aura thing was because I took a Killian class, and I had Jesus' aura, and the teacher called me master. He almost fainted.
This call is from a federal prison.
He'd never seen an aura like mine. And this teacher's name was Jameson, and he said that he believed that Jesus Christ had a purple aura. That's what he had in his literature. I took the class at the UNLV.
Yeah, University of Law. You know, here's the deal. A lot of my particular channel's listeners were King James Bible believer. We're sola scriptura, man. And if the Bible don't say nothing about Jesus having a purple aura, we ain't going for it. But at the same time, I'm not putting down anybody's belief. Anybody can believe whatever they want to.
Nobody had a camera back in those days, and nobody can really see an aura anyway. But here's the point: that camera doesn't lie. If you're going to check somebody out, you take a picture of them with the Killian camera. If they're a rat or a liar or an undercover federal agent, it'll show up in the picture.
Yeah,
so
okay.
It's really, it's interesting information because in the future, I plan to create this corporation. It's already created, actually, called the Green Conservancy.
Okay.
Which I haven't really told you about yet. I could type an email to you about that. Okay. But conservation is real interesting because conservation, you don't pay any property tax on your real estate forever if it's held by a conservation corporation. See natureconservancy.com. And any money donated to the conservation gets a 50% deduction instead of the standard 30% deduction that is normally gotten by the like your church group.
Yeah. Interesting.
So what I wanted to do is I wanted to merge conservation and the church group into one concept.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What would you do about the Federal Reserve? What would you do about the Federal Reserve?
Well, I think that I have enough platinum to back the money, and the Federal Reserve needs to be gotten rid of. Congress never even created it that I know of.
Amen. What do you mean you have enough platinum to back the money? What do you mean by that?
Well, I sent you an email. My friend who died, his name was Nolan. He found the mother lode of platinum out in the Nevada desert, then he died on me. There was 3,000 ounces of platinum in every square yard out there. There's trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars worth of. There's so much platinum out there, and I know where it's at. And the lawyer Scott Canner will verify that it's there. He'll vouch for it.
Incredible. We need to get you out of prison so you can start working on some of these.
I wanted to give all this to you. I wanted to give you everything I have so you could use them like tools just to do whatever you want to do with them, because I'm not getting anything done anywhere else.
Yeah, but my goal is I want you out of prison, and I'm not after. I think we have very similar goals. We want to do what the Lord has called us to do. There's a lot of innocent men and women that are sitting in prison. The FBI has now targeted men's wives. We've got women, innocent women, that are being targeted on murder for hires. We've got a lady by the name of Pat Parsons who's going to be checking in on February the 20th to an Alabama prison. She's completely innocent. I just want justice in our country, and I want these FBI evildoers held accountable. And
the guy that arrested me, his name is William Long.
Long?
FBI agent William Long. Yes, sir.
Okay. And
he's no good.
Yeah, I
can prove it. When he arrested me, I had a tape recorder in my pocket, voice activated. I can prove he perjured on the bench against me.
They withheld exculpatory evidence, I bet, too.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Anyway, give me the 4 digits one more time.
Okay.
And hang up on me, because I'm going to...
Yep, 9619. 9619.
Okay, I'll call you back. Bye.
Okay, all right. Okay, David, bye-bye.